Look at this. You just want to eat them. The most I got one year with me and my mom was about 800 pounds. But I don't plan to get that many this time. And they would have this big, like, barrel outside, like metal. And that's how they would boil all their tomatoes in the barrel. So it's something we've done all our life. It's very traditional, and it's so nice to be able to have those canned tomatoes at home. You can use them for a lot of different things. So I love cooking. Pretty much all my sauces are with my own tomatoes. I think it does change the flavor a lot. And it's not sweet like a lot of ones you buy in a can. They put sugar and it's just sweet. This is very simple, which I'll show you guys the process. And it's easy to do. That's why I do it. It just maybe half a day I can get maybe 150 cans done, and you have it for all year. It's worth every bit of it. So, yeah. I'm canning them. You do like to get them more ripe. So what I will do when I go home, I'll go through them and I'm going to lay them on a table in my garage, and then I'll pick the ones that get really ripe. But I do like to get some that are not so ripe because I will use them for tomato salad, or I will not can those. The tomatoes are ripe; they'll come right off the vine. You don't break it, you don't tag on it, you don't want to break the plant. You know, especially if you have a small garden and you're growing it at home, you want more tomatoes to come out. If you start breaking the plant, you're going to kill the plant of the tomato. So see, like these are more yellow, which are still good. I like to keep them more sorry for my hands. They're working hands. I should have worn gloves, but it's okay. I work better without gloves on. Perfect round, it's so pretty. Also, if you don't want a can, it's very easy when you have extra tomatoes, or if you don't have too many, what you do, you could just freeze them whole like this. Just wash them, put them in the freezer. And when you take them out, you just put a little bit in warm water. The peel comes right off, and it tastes like, you don't need it raw like that, but to cook it, it's like a fresh tomato I just picked from the vine. So I do that also, especially if I buy them in the store and I know I will not use them for the whole week. I'll just throw them in my freezer. And it's great. Actually, my brother in Italy doesn't even can anymore. He just he's got one of those big freezers, just puts them all in there. And it really tastes like it tastes so fresh, like you just picked it up from the garden. I didn't get to lift my weights this morning, so here I go. My morning exercise. I'm not afraid to get dirty at all. I'm not that delicate. Nice meeting you.
I'm glad to shake your green hand.
Yes. Well, it's all because of your...
We started doing this 40 or 50 years ago when the cannery wouldn't take all of our tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We used to glean after like in Camarillo, we used to go and glean the peppers, the tomatoes. We would fill up our trucks full, but then they didn't allow us.
You might have been in Mike Brooker's
It could have been.
field.
Could have been. You enjoy this. I really enjoy it. There's nothing goes by chances. God allows it all. And out of so many lanes, how do I get to that one? To meet the original, the owner of this. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. Good morning! Today we're canning tomatoes. It's our family tradition. I've done it for so many years and I enjoy it, and it's a great thing to pass down to your kids and grandkids. And it does make the food taste very different. So you will see the process. I'm washing all the tomatoes now. I picked them from the Terra Haute Underwood Farms. And we picked them straight from the vine, which was great. My hands were black. So you wash them, even if they're from your own garden. There's always dust or something. But yeah, so I'm getting them ready now to blend them and to cook them for the jars of canning. So I wash them and I put them in here. let it strain the water out a little bit. These are the 3 ingredients for the sauce. I keep it very simple, so you're able to use it for a lot of different things. And it's just tomatoes, basil, which we picked from the farm, and salt. That's all I put in the sauce. I'm getting the blender out, which I'll be blending the tomatoes. And then I'll put them in the pot, bring them to a boil, put salt in the pot, and once all the foam gets out, you'll see it starts getting clear. Let it cook just for like 10 more minutes, and then I put it in the jars. It's not that complicated, it's not hard. It's a very easy canning to do. I just cut a few the beginning of the tomatoes just on the bottom, so it's easy to start, you know, for the mixer to work. The blender, I mean, not the mixer. And then the rest, I just put them like this whole. They're all washed and done. Like I said, it's very easy. Just the tomatoes, that's it. And then once it starts cooking, I'll put the basil, like a handful, 5-6 leaves, whatever. Depends, I have a lot of basil because I picked from the farm, so I'll put extra because it's good. I put these on the bottom of each jar, and the salt goes when it's cooking. I'll put 2 more, and then I'll put it on the stove top so it can start cooking while I do the next blending. So it goes faster that way. Well, I started out really high just to get it going, but then you'll see when I put the rest of it and it gets higher, there'll be a foam. So you have to kind of watch it and put it a little bit lower, otherwise it's gonna overflow. Start out probably medium. I mean, you just put it on low. There's low, medium, and high. I don't know. What do you think once it starts doing that, what it does? It's hard to explain what. I used to make so much more when I had all the kids little than I do now. I used to can peaches, I used to can, I used to make my own relish. I mean, I just did. When the kids were little, I did. Now it's like, I don't do so much, it's just me. But when they were little, while they were in school, I used to do so much. I did pick around 200 pounds because I still do have some canning from last year. So it'll be enough for me, and plus probably give some away to the kids or friends, family. Bubbling like that, boiling, you have to watch because it will overflow everywhere. Watch it. So it's starting to boil, and I don't know if you could see how it gets like all this foam. It almost looks like bubbles. And as the time goes, the more it boils, the more those bubbles will go down. But you have to really watch it when it's to this because it will overflow all over the stove, which I've done that before. I get busy doing other things and it happens really quick. And then when that starts happening, you could put it on medium for a little bit and just watch the bubbles go down. And then I'll show you the process. Once all the bubbles are gone, you'll start seeing clear. It's like a clear sauce. You can really see the tomatoes. And then I'll let it cook a little bit more. I'll show you the process, and then that's when I'll get ready to put it in the jars. So now I'm putting it with other stuff. Just enough salt that if you taste it, it should have a nice flavor. Because this sauce you can use for anything. I use it for all my pastas, for stews, for whatever needs some tomato sauce, I use that. So I keep it very simple, plain. And then I'll just put like a handful. Depends how much basil you have. I have more now because I picked on the farm. So I got quite a bit. So I like to use a little more. But normally 3, 4, 5 leaves, it's more than enough. It's almost like a bubble bath, except a tomato bubble bath. Makes me so hungry. That's what she said. So I put salt in this one also now. See how it's changing color and it's going down, the whatever you call it, bubbles, foam, I don't know. It's from the tomato. And then you'll see how it starts clearing out. And then once it starts getting clear, you let it cook, let it boil a little bit longer. And then I just put it in the jar, close it, put it under a cover, and it's done. Now some people like to have it thicker. If you do, then you cook it for a lot longer. I don't want it too thick because I will use it for different things, and I figure when I put it in my pasta sauces and stuff, it's still gonna cook more, so it will become thicker, you know. So it's pretty juicy the way I make it. It's not really, really thick. How it's starting to get cleared out now? You don't have all that foam like you did. So now that's starting to clear out. If I want to cook faster, I'm going to put it a little bit higher. I'll put it on high again just to get it going so I can faster. Get my job done. It's good. Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think it needs any more. So what I do, as soon as I'm done with it, I cover them. Because you want to make sure they remain very hot. You don't want it too high. I usually do it up to the rim, the first rim right there. I just cover them, that way they remain hot longer. Make sure it seals. That's it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a dark. I just want it to blend in my countertop, the black. It could be a blanket, it could be anything really. I just have that tablecloth that's black, and I kind of like using that so it doesn't stand out too much on my counter, because they'll be there for a few days before I put them away. I'm kind of anal. When I think about it, you know, in today's day and age, this is nothing to the work of what our parents did. My dad worked a night job, and then he would come home and attend to the farm, to our olive trees, our animals. We had rabbits, chicken. Sometimes we would have a pig. I think we had a sheep once or twice. I don't remember. I was little, but and took care of the garden there, because that was our food, is what we grew. So people think this is a lot of work. This is nothing. I remember my mom canning tomatoes. They had to wait in line. It was like a town thing. They had to wait in line. They had like these big barrels, whatever they were, out of metal, with water boiling, and the ladies all had to take their turn to cook it outside. So, and I remember being right next to her, you know. I had them covered so they stay warm for a couple of days, and then they will interlock themselves, they'll seal themselves, and then I will move them to my pantry once they're cold. And maybe in 3 days I'll move them over. So, but they're probably gonna last me a whole year. I still have some from the year before, last year. Last year I was in Italy, lucky me. I didn't get to do the picking, but I did miss it a lot. But anyways, yes, so this, it should be planning for this year, because I still have some left. So it's nice, it's a little bit of work, but it really pays off. The food tastes different when you make it. You know what's in it. It's just very simple. Salt, you pick them straight from the vine, you know, into canning. So there's a special feeling in that, an accomplishment. And plus I'm passing on the tradition to my kids and grandkids. And my mom passed it down to us. I grew up, she's always canned all her life, and I used to can with her as a kid. It was fun. So I do miss her a lot, and that's it.